Hey guys, it's me, Slave to the Games, here with the fourth part to the Assassin's Creed Valhalla information series, and I really hope you at least learn 1 to 3 new things. I hope you enjoyed the video, and without further ado, I'm just gonna dive straight into it. Dialogue choices versus game choices. Dialogue choices are your standard choices, whereas game choices will be ones that will impact the story, as well as gameplay in general. They promise every choice will feel like it is something that Eivor could or would do or think. They are promising a more fleshed out character than say Alexios or Cassandra, and you will also be able to negotiate as well. This could mean something tied to where you give out some supplies or give up this person or something along that in order to broker peace between another clan or kingdom. Each quest arc will apparently be similar to an episode in a TV series. This could be similar to Red Dead Redemption 2, where there was a cluster of missions that led to one specific mission that then opened up another cluster of missions, and so on until the end of the game. It seems that, as a baseline, your ship will be manned by more unique NPCs met in the game that have their own backstory and personalities, and they can be killed now. The raiding party you have cannot separate too far from your ship, so you will not be able to take them anywhere and everywhere as they are seemingly tied to the Drakkar. So I will have to fix this, as earlier I stated otherwise, that they could always be with you. They could not be killed, and this turned out not to be the case. This means they can only help you when you are near a body of water, and they can only go to, well, so far in the island. You will still be able to hold 8 crew or raid members though, and your custom Vikings cannot perma-die. Depending on how this is done, I could see this going 2 ways. I either care more about these people, or I really don't care at all. You could possibly recruit or sell people you may be able to capture in raids and battles as well. Destructible and rebuildable environments is a possibility, though to what degree I'm not too sure. Honestly, I don't really see this being too in-depth. I don't think an entire area is going to be completely destroyed or really destroyed and then becomes a completely new town or a completely new castle. I just think it's going to be the same thing that varies in things like statue locations, flag locations, who may be controlling it or not, something similar to like say Shadow of War. And there will also be locational navigational puzzles as well. There's no leveling system or prerequisites to missions, so you can do them whenever you feel like. Every part of the map will apparently practice different beliefs, etc., so the map's locations will of course feel and look different, though to me, generally they always did, even if there was some reused templates, for example. There will also be a lot of deep storytelling happening in the side content of the game as well, so you might not want to just skip that and then play only the story. Even though you can skip everything and just focus on the story, I would suggest not to. Though of course, this could just turn out to be where it's stuff that really doesn't matter to the overarching story in general and just more of a lore thing. You're also going to be able to see your headgear in cutscenes, and your hair color is also going to be able to be selected. The hair color thing is something I'm really excited for because I really like customization. Anything customization I am open for. The only thing I am worried about is that, well, in the gameplay trailer that we saw, even though it wasn't really gameplay, we got to see the blonde in the game, and it was very vibrant. And normally in games, I don't get to have this particular blonde that I really want to experience, me being dirty blonde. They always come out, well, washed out, and I'm hoping that maybe the colors for hair in this are going to be better than most games, though I'm not really holding my breath. The Eagle Vision is also going to be returning, and it's going to be called the Odin Sight. There's a skill that's going to let you wield a two-handed weapon in one hand as well, and the As Power system will have stronger gear the higher the power. The 3 playstyles from Odyssey will also be returning, though they may possibly be under a different name. You may also be able to level up by using weapons, skills, techniques, and possibly more. This means through use of a certain thing, or while completing a certain objective, you may gain skill points to further evolve what you're currently using and your playstyle. Enemies are going to be able to switch between different weapons and tools in combat and adapt to how you fight. Now I'm hoping it doesn't take too much from Shadow of War, because while it was very interesting when it first came out, I kind of grew really frustrated with how Shadow of War did it, at least on Nemesis difficulty, to where I'd roll over them once, maybe twice, and they'd be immune to it. I'd shoot them with a bow and be immune to it, etc. And it just kept growing and growing. It wasn't they already had these abilities, they already had these immunities at the start, they adapted to you if you use something over and over. And it got to the point where really I had to use one specific attack that wasn't actually blocked out in the end, and it really became either ranged ability this, sneak attack this, and it was something that really bothered me in the game, and I'm really hoping that they at least found a way to make it flow better with the enemies adapting to exactly how you fight in this specific game. We will also apparently be surprised by just what these enemies can do as the game progresses as well. Fingers crossed, guys. Weapons will have synergies with others, meaning certain weapons will work better than others when combined. All weapons and gear will apparently deal around the same damage as they are trying to remain more realistic as well. There's also going to be unique weapons in the games, so fear not for those of you who were worried about the fact that everything might just look the same. There may be stealth tools and weapons dedicated for stealth. If you perform stealth actions, Eivor and your Vikings will apparently talk about what they are doing and what they may do. You can fake your own death when being chased or in combat as well. They have designed specific parts of the map specifically for parkour traversal, and you will also be able to toggle your hood on and off in game, and this will help with stealth. Your settlement will also not move from the location it is at, though will definitely be expanded on. You will also have a fishing dock where you can fish for food for your settlement, and you can also donate supplies to the settlement to help further the development. The war chiefs in the camp will also be who you need to contact for big battles and raid strategies. You will also be provided an area to practice combat with your clansmen. You can then also lay down on a bed and sit in a seat in your camp if you want, as well as examine things around and in your settlement. Depending on how you donate or upgrade your camp, your clansmen will react differently. I assume this is a simple percentage mark where being higher or lower than a certain amount will alter how happy or angry they sound when you walk by them or talk directly to them if you can. Jom's Vikings will consist of random raiders, raiders tied to the narrative at least at some point, and custom raiders that other players made, and then named raiders, though I think these are going to either be historical figures or people you might just meet along the story. You could summon your ship at any time as long as you are near a body of water, and the ship is obviously still going to be customizable. The animals you hunt will also gain you food supplies that will help feed your settlement as well. There will be 5 different gear settings like in Odyssey for gear specifically. There will be more than the wild bear and direwolf as a mount, and mounts will also be able to be called from anywhere, and I'm assuming this doesn't mean if you're in the middle of an enemy encampment, if you're in the middle of battle, etc. If anything happens in the middle of battle when it comes to having a mount or animal come in, it's going to be probably tied to an ability where you have a specific animal of some certain type that you either tamed beforehand out of combat, or it's actually tied to the skill itself, where you say call in a bear, call in a direwolf to specifically attack a specific amount of enemies before either they run off because of a time went out or they got killed. There's going to be unique enemies as well, and the enemies will have their own abilities to fight against you. As the effect to the top left is showing, this is where I'm going to go over one specific rumor I heard, where players will be able to fight against gods from Norse mythology in a sort of dreamlike sequence. But, as I said, this very well could just be, as this subject states, a rumor. And finally, the last subject, the bonus information. The game will most likely release in October, probably on a Friday due to past games releasing on a Friday, with a possible one-day early access to those who pre-order above the standard edition. You can purchase cosmetics for your ship, settlement, mounts, weapons, etc. as microtransactions, though you can unlock these in-game, and Ubisoft will be releasing an actual gameplay reveal in July. Once again guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you did, it'd be very much appreciated, and also think about joining my Discord with the link in the description below, and if it doesn't work for whatever reason, comment and I will give you a new link so that you can join and talk to me off stream hours, off video hours, etc. You can also think about optionally joining my Patreon to help further support me in what I do, though it is completely optional. Once again guys, thank you for stopping by, and I'll catch you guys in my next release or my stream. See you all later.